Surprise! Surprise, surprise, surprise. Let me put this thing on silence. Wow. Hello, good afternoon for the most part, everybody. It's been a minute. I have to finish my series on the um, food supplements consideration. Um, it's been lovely here in Florida with the storms we've been getting and the rain, but I'm very thankful for the rain. Yeah, let's not get into that. Um, anyways, I wanted to finish this series today because I covered some classes of medications and consideration in regards to, the food you are eating and the food you are taking and the things you are eating, and actually working against yourself. Sometimes you take meds and then you wonder why this is not working. Why am I not getting the effects I'm supposed to get? Typically, we are taking things that are conflicting with the absorption or the efficiency of the medication in question. So that was the whole purpose of this little short series, and I believe this one is going to be super short, even shorter. If you do like this, make sure you share it with a friend, especially if you find them taking some of these medications or whatnot. If you can relate, you can ask questions, post your questions. If you are watching this from YouTube, you can still post your questions and we'll follow up with an answer. Um, so let's hop right into it. This time I'm just going to cover some GI. So anything that has to do with digestion, really, some of the most common digestion medication slash supplements and some minerals. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Colace. I am appalled at the number of folks that take some of those medications and don't really drink enough water. Or, I've met several people that just do not like water. They don't hydrate. And then you wonder why you are constipated, you wonder why you are plugged up, you wonder why you are slow. And so you are taking supplements, but you are not taking what it needs to make it work. You want to drink water. And when you take Colace, you definitely want to take at least 8 ounces of water. Help yourself. Help yourself. Okay? 8 ounces of water. Also, as supposed to really taking supplement constantly to treat symptoms, always ask yourself, why do I need this? Those are good questions to ask your doctor. If you are dealing with constipation, you want to review what you are eating. You want to review your mental health. You want to review even your sleeping habits. You want to review your emotional health. So there are things to cover. And if you truly are trying to maintain some quality of life in terms of the amount of medications you are taking and how you are feeling, those are things you want to look into. So drink 8 ounces of water with Colace. The next one is Lombotol. Lombotol is Lombotol is often taken for diarrhea. When I do see it, it is, or when it's given, is when somebody is dealing with diarrhea. Some folks, because of some condition, find themselves chronically needing to take Lombotol every so often. Typically, some kind of event has already happened that affected their digestive system. And by digestive system, I'm not saying only the stomach. I'm talking about the stomach, the intestine, the colon, the duodenum, all of that good stuff. So Lombotol actually can make you drowsy. So you don't want to take it with alcohol. Please do not. You don't want to take it with alcohol. So that's one consideration to have with it. Another one is psyllium, the fiber supplement. that many takes. You know, you've heard that an adequate intake of fiber may help with your heart health because it aids toward cholesterol management. Um, but you want to take fiber with water because one of the way, you know, bulk fiber, one of the way it works is drawing the water when it gets to your colon, drawing the water and keeping the environment moist so you can get things moving. So you want to not only drink plenty of water, but you want to take it with water so it moves along. This is why sometimes when you are taking too much fiber and you are not hydrated, the opposite happens. You are even more constipated, right? Um, and then the last one is Reglan. Reglan is one you will see a lot with the folks suffering from gastroparesis, and sometimes some folks with slow digestion issue, that type of thing. So with Reglan, you definitely want to try to take it at least half an hour before meals. Reglan helps with motility. You do want to try to take it half an hour before your meals, not only to aid with its absorption, allow it to absorb to what it does when you eat. I hope that makes sense. Again, if you have questions, shoot a question, send an email, comment, and it will be addressed. And then mineral. Let's talk about mineral real quick. And I have to pick out which one I want to cover. Oh yeah, let's talk about iron. So typically iron, honestly, you should take it on empty stomach. But what happens is it upsets a lot of people. It does upset a lot of people. So taking it on empty stomach is not necessarily the most realistic thing to do with iron. What you don't want to do with iron, however, is taking it with milk products or food that are high in calcium, simply because it interferes with the absorption of the iron. And so sometimes you might be taking iron and not seeing any result, especially if you are taking the iron for anemia. And you might not see, like, your doctor may be questioning, like, are you taking your iron or things? So if you are taking iron with the wrong food, it's not gonna, you are mostly wasting it, right? You don't want to take it with cereals, fiber, tea, coffee, eggs, or milk for that reason. You really want to try to avoid those. So you, well, make it work for yourself if you are going to take it. The next one I need to cover is potassium. Take potassium with food and with a full glass of water. That aids with the absorption. Take it with food and with a full glass of water. The last one, did I say last? Before this one? But anyway, this is the last one. The last one is calcium supplement. You want to take calcium supplements with food. You want to take calcium supplement with food. And remember, calcium supplement, iron supplement, you should not be taking it together because they interfere with each other, right? They interfere with each other's absorption. So you want to give time between you take those, like you take one in the morning, you take the other one in the evening or at bedtime, in the evening. So take calcium with food to increase absorption. So that's it today. I think it was short enough. Again, reach out to us, questions you do, and don't forget to like, click the like, share, things like that. All right, I wish you guys a wonderful rest of the week. Bye-bye.